Hello, welcome back to another Diablo Immortal special. My name is Bats. Thanks for tuning in or listening from wherever you're at today. So in this video, I want to quickly talk about how warbands work and also the Ancestral Tableau. So from my short time of playing Diablo Immortal, I've learned quite a bit, and I somewhat grasped the idea uh, very quickly on how warbands actually work. And the thing is, they don't work the way people think they do. Um, the How do I want to say? I think the common thought process of most players when they imagine, oh, warband, we're gonna have 8 players on all the time, and we're gonna get to do glorious, warband raids and events. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that, guys. We all have real lives. We got things to do, and I'm a very logical person, statistics and things like that, and just how I think about things. But you see, the reality is warbands don't actually work that way, guys. And I don't know if it's going to make sense what I say, but I'll try to do the best I can. So, guys, you have to understand, warbands only work in live time. And what do I mean by that? So, for example, now again, I'm on PC, all right? So I press B to access the warband. So you can see here, so just as a demonstration, right? So I have what's called an in-clan warband because I prefer to keep my own clan members within our own clan's warband, so that way we could all swap back and forth, if that makes sense. Because since most of us are online, I see it all the time. Hey, does anyone have an active warband? But the thing is, it's kind of so the irony, because you see, people are always advertising in the global chat, oh, I'm looking for an active warband. Then when they find one, they're not active. See, that will always tell me that people truly don't understand how warbands work. Now, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but my understanding of how warbands work, it's based on who is online at the time you're online and who is willing to do the raids with you. And like I showed you in the previous video over at the demonic portal, in order to get the double rewards from those raids, you have to have at least a minimum 4 warband members. Now there's so many other tips I have for you guys, but it's just insane. I would end up having to make like 10 videos. I just don't know how to really sort them all out, and I just really don't have the time to do all that. Um, but anyway, the focus on this is how warbands actually work, guys. So again, you see I have 4 out of 8 people on. And it tells you right here when's the last time this person's been on, when's the last time this person's been on, so on and so on. And earlier, we were doing a warband activity, with some of the players here. And we were going to do the defensive crying guard next, but I advertised in the clan chat, which you see comes up here in green, because you can select that from here. Now again, I'm on PC, so I have to select, see, with my mouse cursor. And I know in this video it shows up on black. I don't know why it does that, but in the video, in the actual game, this cursor that you see is actually white. Just some FYI. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, these are color coded. Warband, any warband chat, that means when I type here, blah blah blah, only the warband guys are going to see that. That's pretty much self-explanatory. And same thing here with the clan. But yeah, I typed in warband. Hey, you know what? Are we going to do the defensive crying guard next? No response. And there's 4 people on, guys. Oops, I'm clicking the wrong keys here. So we have four warband members on. Now again, I mean, everyone's doing their own thing. I get that, but that's what I'm saying. It is very hard to coordinate those events because people have their own things to do. They're grinding. Maybe they're AFK. Maybe they're not seeing the messages at all. Because most players are on mobile, and here in the center of the mobile device, they have their chat screen, whereas computer, mine is over here. I have to enter. I have to enter for this to show up here. but maybe over here in the settings, maybe on here, maybe they have these turned off. I don't know. Maybe they just want to do their own thing and they don't want to be disturbed, and that's fine too. So again, that's what I'm saying, guys. Warbands do not work the way most people think they work. So that's why, for my warband, I'm always having to swap people out. Because, for example, if my warband right now, because Blizzard only gives you the option to have 8 people in there. Now you see, 5 people are on offline. But what if I have like 20 people from my clan online right now, and they want to do a warband raid because I'm all the time? What do? Do you kick someone out? See, there's not much you can do. You can do that, but that's also what I want to explain in this video. Guys, hopefully you understand what I mean by this and how warbands work. When you kick someone out, it doesn't mean anything bad. It doesn't mean they did anything wrong. That's how warbands work. Unfortunately, if 2 other people are online right now, you're going to have to swap someone out. You're going to have to take someone out from this list and add them to your warband. Do your warband raid in real time, whatever you want to do, then they can come back again. That's the way it works, guys. I don't make the rules. I'm not Blizzard. But that is how warbands work. It doesn't work the way you think they do. I know we all dream of having, the perfect 4 people on all the time, the perfect 8 people, but that's just not realistic, guys. It just doesn't work that way. Okay? I'm usually always online right now, but again, you see I have 3 people, and this sucks because what if I wanted to do a warband activity? I can't because now, why? I gotta wait for another one of my warband members to come online. Or I have the other option to temporarily remove one of these players and add someone else from my clan to come in and do it. But that's if the other warband members are willing to do it. So you see, this game takes a lot of communication, between players and organization, and it's not easy to do. So, but now the other thing I wanted to talk to, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, has to do with the Ancestral Tableau. Okay, now this is very important. This is also why it's kind of a pain to have to keep removing people and adding new people back, because look at right here, you see ancestral weapons, right? You click on this here. Now this is going to bring up the Ancestral Tableau, and I'll show you what that is. I'm sure most everyone watching this video knows what I'm talking about. I shouldn't have exited out of there. I just want to go here. We can come here, because you click on that, it's going to teleport us directly here. All right, because I still see this question quite a bit in the chat, and again, I blame Blizzard for these things because you know what? They haven't really provided a how do I want to say any kind of useful and resourceful way to really find out information about how the heck you're supposed to play this game, what you're supposed to do. I don't know. I from my experience so far and my observance in playing this game, this is a very anti-new player friendly game, if you know what I mean. I don't know. Maybe you have to go back to as far back as Diablo 1 and 2 to really have an idea. I don't know. And I just think that's unfair for a lot of new players. I'm a new player to this game. So I didn't know all this stuff, but most of it I just kind of figured out on my own. Now here I am, sharing it with you guys. All right. So anyway, so the thing that I mentioned here, the Ancestral Tableau, that is this guy right here. So you will accumulate what's called these here. These are the ancestral weapons, and you can see here it says what is the ancestral property. It tells you what the boost it has, or whatever the benefit it has, whatever you want to call it. And it tells you once you obtain one of these, which is a very rare drop, it'll tell you what to do with it. Enshrine it in the Ancestral Tableau to unlock it. And we'll get to that next. So what you do is you just come here and you just put it in there. That's it, done. So now you can see, now I have one guy missing. They didn't put their weapon in here, and that's fine. But the next important thing here in this video is this down here. This is very important, guys. This is why it's not really suitable and ideal to always, to have to be removing people and putting them back again. But like I said, everyone wants an active warband, but yet once they're in an active warband, now they become inactive. It's kind of contradictive. Get what I'm saying? So anyway, the point is, you're going to see some information down here. Now, this is why warbands are very, very beneficial, and especially coming in here to Castle Kryengar, because you have this benefit in this Ancestral Tableau. You can see all these weapons in here. And you could check any other YouTube video. They'll tell you the same thing. So what you do is you click right here, right? Now that's going to give you this option. Well, at least on PC. Now what that means is I can click this one. You see I'm clicking here. Now this is the one I donated to the Ancestral Tableau. This is for the Crusader class because that is my class. And it's going to tell you if I decide to select this, this is the buff I'm going to get. So if I want to select that, see now it's highlighted, then I just click off. Now it's done. That means for any kind of warband activity, I'm not quite sure if it works outside of Castle Kryengar. That I don't know. I don't know if it's only within Castle Kryengar, meaning here. If you're doing these warband activities, such as Purge the Depths, or the Defense of Kryengar, or the Helliquary raids, I have a suspicion it only applies to in here. But these, to me, don't really matter so much. This one is okay, because you'll get some good loot and some good rewards from this. This is just a fun activity to do. The best you're really going to get out of it, you know, is some XP, and you'll get on the leaderboards over here, which if you click on, I'll slow down a little bit. You'll click up here, yeah, and you'll click on leaderboards, and then you'll click over here to Defense of Kryengar, and you'll see here is your list of those who did this challenge with their warbands, and you could see. So right now, for example, if my warband was to come in and do the Defense of Kryengar, we would need at least a minimum of 4 players, and with a score of 9,575 or better to make it on this list. If we get less than that, we're not going to make it on this list. So you're basically wasting your time. I wouldn't do it. Why do it? And if you want the experience or you just want to kill some time, then you know what? Who am I to tell you no? It's fine by me. Go ahead, do it. You know. But and I'll show you another thing actually real quick before I forget. So if we go over here, guys, just to let you know, and I think also too, maybe some players are also kind of confused about how DOC or Defensive Kryengar works. If you come here, it'll tell you. See, 4 warband members are required to obtain a leaderboard ranking. I see this all the time, guys. Because I'll get this little message down here on my screen. So and so and so and so has opened the. Well, let me. No, maybe it might not show here. Yeah, it will show here in yellow because that's the warband color. But sometimes you'll get that message over here. So and so has opened instance of the endless mode for Defensive Kryengar. Why? You just wait till you get your other warband members and go in there, because you're not going to get on the leaderboard. Again, if you want to do it just for fun, just to kill some time, fine, so be it. But if you're trying to be competitive, then yeah, you got to read what it says here, guys. It tells you right here. I mean, I don't know how much more clear it can be, but I'm also guilty of the same thing too. You know, I misreading stuff, you know. But yeah, make sure you're doing your Defensive Kryengar with your 4 warband members, so that way you can get on this leaderboard, you know, with your group right here. And you know, why is this not working now? Sometimes, you know, Diablo Immortal has these glitches that are unexplainable. I know. Well, I got a reward up here. What do we got here? Nothing. Well, you will get some rewards, yeah, sure. But why is this not working? No. Well, now it doesn't want to work, guys. So you see some of the things I have to... Oh, you know what? My apologies. I'm clicking on the wrong one. Excuse me. Defensive Kryengar. So yeah. So when you do your Defensive Kryengar, make sure you know it's at least minimum party 4. Then you know, hold out for as long as you can and get yourself on this list here. Again, you know, it's mainly for fun. Yeah, you'll get some rewards here. You know, you can get this thing. I guess it's okay. I mean, it's not really so much of an interest for me. But yeah, so just pay attention, you know, try to read what it says there, guys. But again, back to this Ancestral Tableau, which is just at the other end of the hall over here. Once you obtain one of those weapons, you'll just bring it here, and you'll just simply put it in there, okay? So to finish off with this, this is why it's very important that all your warband members, or at least the majority of them, put their weapons in here. Because look at, we'll go back here again. I'm going to click on this, so and you can see the properties. I click on mine. If I think that sounds good for me, if I want that, I'll leave it. But this one here sounds to me pretty good, right? Unleash ancestral power, dealing 7,000 damage, and you're going to stun your enemies for 3 seconds. Hey, that sounds pretty good. I think I would leave it at that one, right? I think that's better than this one. I don't know. Maybe it depends on what activity you're doing. But for me, I would leave it at this one. And you could select the next one to see. That's the same. You see I'm clicking both. This doesn't change. Okay, fine. Now you see, now this is a different one. Now if we select this one from this person, this player that contributed this to the Ancestral Tableau, if I want to use this buff, now this is going to give us 7,000 damage by a lightning effect to damage our enemies. And that's still pretty good. You're going to mobilize them for 3 seconds. I think that's pretty good. Here's another one. If you want to have something like a necromancer feature, you can detonate the corpse of your enemy. You can blow them to bits. And look at, that's going to do 8,485 damage, guys, to enemies within 3 yards. Now, I have no idea how much 3 yards is in Diablo. No idea. I don't know how they even begin to even think about a kind of measuring system. I don't know if anyone knows. Maybe you can add it in the comments below, but no clue. But I don't care about that. All I care about, I want something that's going to give me the most damn damage where I can hurt, you know, PvP or maybe the mobs, you know, the bosses, as fast and as quick as possible. So for me, I think it would be probably a tie between one of these three right here. See this one too. Sometimes they'll be the same. You know, see these two are the same. It doesn't matter which one you pick. Now this is all up to you. Whichever one sounds good to you. You can come here anytime. You could switch this anytime you want. But I think I like this lightning one. I kind of like that. Just, you know, calling down the lightning bolts of Zeus and zapping the crap out of my enemies for 7,000 damage. And you know that's actually looks pretty flashy in game too. You know, when you're out there on the battlefield in the open world and a bunch of lightning comes down. But the detonating corpses, that sounds kind of epic too. I don't know, but I'm realistically, seriously, you know, looking at how much damage it's going to do. I mean, guys, we're talking about 8,485 damage, and that actually is very beneficial when you're doing a boss raid, and you want to try to get through these guys pretty quick. I would probably pick this one right here, but again, it depends on what activity you're doing. But yeah, I personally would go with one of these two right here. This does the most damage. Now remember, when you swap out your warband members, to get out of this, I will select it right here. Yeah, maybe for you mobile users, you know, you'll just probably tap here in the center or tap someplace else. But for me, I literally need to click right here. You can see it highlighted. There's an orange highlight around this weapon right here. Okay, and then I'll simply click here in the middle, and then it's done. You see? So now that means anytime I go to a boss fight, or if I want to come here to purge the depths, which is the private dungeon here, that benefits of the Ancestral Tableau, that will take effect here, and we'll be able to do that. Now, the other thing too, you have to watch out because this will have invocation buffs on here also. See, now from this view, you can also click on them to see what has what. You see, so mine, the one I put in there, just also too, you guys can see who donated. It's kind of dumb. This is kind of glitchy on the computer version, but if you scroll all the way down, you'll see it tells you who donated, who put this weapon in here. Okay, but for example, you see this one? There, oh, there it goes. Okay, I just didn't scroll down far enough. You have to go all the way to the bottom. It tells you which of your warband members put this in there. You see, scroll down. That player put it in there. Scroll down. Same thing. But yeah, you can also keep an eye out what it says here for what its ancestral property is and what the invocation is right here. Okay. So you'll see each one of them has their own specific ancestral property and this invocation. These are always going to be different. depending on what this particular weapon is in here. Okay. So I guess that's about it, guys. But yeah, don't forget to use this benefit when you're making your warband, and you know, especially when you're doing your boss fights, because this will be very helpful to you, and you should be able to use this to hopefully to boost you when you're doing your boss raids, and if you're doing your purge of the depths over here. You know, it's going to help you also if you're doing the defensive Kryengar. You know, when you're fighting the endless mobs over here in that particular mode. So yeah, you're going to have all that from this right here. Any of these ones you decide to pick over here. So that's about it. I hope this has helped you out, and maybe with a little bit better understanding of how warbands work and how the Ancestral Tableau works, guys. So again, thanks for listening, and talk to you in the next video.